decorating what?
My uterus.
Your uteral complexitus?
My
Complexitus
endometrial
maximus?
layer.
Your what layer?
And
The mantle?
endometrial.
Endometrial.
Yeah.
Is that like a guy's name? Like Demetrial? This is my buddy Demetrial. Doesn't that sound like it would be a guy's name?
Demetrial.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Demarcusus. Yeah, Demetrial Demarcusus.
Demetrial DeMarco.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody.
Yes.
I had nothing.
You had not you, but I really thought you were going for it.
The whole rose bush thing scared me. I have stage fright now.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, everybody.
I'm like in a mood today. I don't know what it is.
It's the
It's
complexitus.
okay.
It's the metrials. What did you say you had?
I have my period.
You were layering? You said you were layering.
I said I felt like my uterus was ripping down its wallpaper and just like, yeah. All right.
I remember getting drunk and ripping all my posters off my walls. Is that similar? I was having fun. It was a fun night.
Posters of what?
It was like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one.
You're like, I'm a big boy now.
I think I was with Rib. Asked him the story. It was funny as fuck. And I
like
woke
in
up.
high school.
It was like someone opened presents in my room. There was paper everywhere.
It's like he gets in a fight with his dad and he just like runs into his room, slams the door, and starts ripping.
That's why I had to preface that it was a good night. It wasn't like an angsty.
Yeah. It was
Like my band let me down or something. I had to take all the posters down.
Pokemon posters.
I never had one of those. I did not have one of those.
I was never a Pokemon kid.
I like Pokemon, but I never fucked with.
No, see, I was cool. I had like friends.
Any game with bugs in it, I like. Oh, come on. I didn't play it until it was like 2013, the first time I ever played Pokemon. It was Heart Gold. And you want to know a fucking story? I fainted the legendary, not knowing that I had to capture him. That's how ignorant I was. Mm-hmm. So, Oho was no mo.
Yeah. The only thing I ever played or like collected was Pogs. Mm-hmm. And I had a sticker collection.
Do you still have them?
No.
No?
No.
I don't think anybody does.
I had Pogs and Slammers. That was like a whole. They had O.J. Simpson Pogs.
Really?
They did from the trial.
Who else
yes,
did they have?
Did.
From the trial?
Yeah, they
like
had
him on the bench.
Like pictures of like a glove, like of this, of that.
Oh
I
my
swear to
God.
God,
Cryptic.
they just did. I don't know, but I remember being a kid and going to the comic book store, and you would just dig through and find Pogs, and I forget how many there. It was maybe like $5 for $1 or something, or maybe they were way overpriced. I don't remember. I was a child. I didn't carry a purse. Yeah. But yeah, crazy. And
what would you
one day they just disappeared.
Pogs in general?
Yeah.
Dude, I saw this thing called, I think it was called like Monster Face. It was like a Mr. Potato Head, but it was a zombie skull. And you can put on different ears and eyeballs, and you can make it ooze, and you can put teeth on it. It's so sick.
From when?
Like Hasbro, like the 90s. It was called Monster Face, and it was like a horror themed spoon, and the commercial's amazing.
That
of
sounds
course.
cool. That was definitely a big thing for a while in the 90s, like all like the spooky stuff, like the Dr. Dreadful candy maker where you're making like brains to eat or bugs.
Creepy crawlies.
Yeah.
Like the Easy Bake Oven, they make little bugs, little gummy bugs. I don't think those were edible.
But that was also around the time where Goosebumps really was prevalent, like in the youth. Like, I remember reading those.
Silly bands. Those were fun.
Oh, remember those?
Yeah.
Those the ones
that was after my time.
They had like a shape.
Yeah. They were like different packs. Like there was like a food pack, and it would be like an orange rubber band that was shaped like a carrot, and
plate
then,
of
like,
lasagna.
All this stuff. Yeah. And then there was like an animal pack, and I remember distinctly there was a green rubber band that was in the shape of a dinosaur.
Oh, I remember those.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I remember the unicorn, and I remember this like the skeleton.
My sisters had them.
Yeah, those are pretty cool.
And then I remember things like Rainbow Loom and like Zoomies and Pillow Pets and all that stuff.
Okay, Pillow Pets.
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
that. Everything else way over my fucking head.
Rainbow Loom was like these tiny,
Rubber bracelets.
Yeah.
Those little rubber bands that got everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay. What are they using for?
As a
Making
parent,
bracelets?
that's like
You
my
would make,
worst
like,
nightmare.
Yeah.
Bracelets and
With some slime?
jewelry out of them.
We're a slime-free house.
Okay.
Like you would make like jewelry out of them. You could build like other stuff out of them. Like the really advanced people on like YouTube and stuff would build like houses with the Rainbow Loom and everything.
Cool.
It was so cool. And then Zoomies were these little like I think they were called Zoomies, at least, but they were like these little battery-powered hamsters.
I remember.
Yeah, I remember those
yeah.
fuckers.
This shit is like stuff that like, I remember driving to the store and having to get a birthday present for my sister, and it was that stuff. Like that's crazy. I had a Furby in the 90s. That was like the big thing. I played with it maybe for a few days.
I think
and I was
we still had Furbies.
It never shut up. So I put it in a closet.
I remember being scared of my Furby because I was like, I turned it off. Why is it still talking?
Dude, my sister used to get those dolls that, like, when you lay them down, their eyes closed, and I used to be like,
oh, like
how
American
the
Girl dolls?
Fuck do those work?
No, just like baby dolls. Just like
yeah. Well,
like
I mean, maybe American Girl dolls do. that.
Yeah.
Well, American Girl dolls are being like $300. They better fucking close their eyes.
No, yeah.
And what is it? Just what are they supposed to be? Why are they so expensive?
It's just like. They're just prestigious. Like,
is that
like,
what Margaret is, or whatever the
like,
fuck's her name in the basement?
It's like each doll is supposed to.
It was Agnes, but Holly was calling her Agatha, and I was like, yeah, Agatha, blah, blah, and I'm like, wait, no, her name's Agnes. Like, but anyhow, it's whatever.
Yeah, I was just curious.
American Girl is like, they're like dolls
it's a status symbol.
Yeah, they're like. There's one for like each historical period. Like the one my sister had was called Felicity, and it was like she was like a I think
War?
Like a Revolutionary War era girl or something like that.
Samantha.
North or South?
Well,
that's not really. There wasn't really North or South in that one.
The pigtails, like the braids. What was her name?
I don't remember.
I think I wanted her.
Her
name was Bitch Ass.
I never got one.
I never got one either.
He's just screaming.
I was more of like a Barbie and a Bratz girl anyway. So
I was Barbie.
Yeah,
like, everything was Barbie.
Yeah. But Bratz came out like when I was young, so it was like
my sisters were, they were.
It was like the Barbie competitor, and then like you can tell when Barbie was trying to outsell Bratz again based on the way they did her makeup.
Were they just copying Bratz?
Well, they also. I remember being a kid, and for Christmas one year, it was Barbie on rollerblades. And this Barbie. Her knees had like, you know how it had like the hinges, like
yeah.
I always hated those ones because I'm like, she's gonna look so ugly in her skirts. So
wrinkled knees
I would
from
always
the use.
make her be like the babysitter. It's like, you know, or like the aunt, the unmarried aunt who, you know, just that's my roommate.
She could be the witness too, like she's rollerblading and she happens to pass a window.
I had like one of the holiday Barbies.
Flag Day Barbie,
and it was like this really pretty like white dress that she came in, and it was just like snowflakes on it. And I remember every time I made my Barbies get married, that would be the wedding dress.
Beautiful.
I would make it the wedding dress.
Love.
I mean, I played with Bionicles. I was a big Lego guy. Not a sponsor.
I picture you playing with like erector sets.
Fuck is that?
Like the one that came all little pieces of metal and you like screw it all together and you can make all like the Sandlot. Remember in the Sandlot when the kids it goes down like that whole thing and mom opens the door and she gets whacked in the head with the ball.
Maybe that's why I didn't
I don't
build
know.
Those. They saw Sandlot and they're like no shot. No, I don't think I've ever seen those. They're just like metal die cast, build it yourself. What are they like? Build like a fucking catapult.
You could build like all sorts of shit.
So I'll get a catapult. I'll get a fucking catapult.
Lincoln logs were fun.
Those were
Lincoln
banging.
Logs, yeah.
I got those for my sons and it holds up.
They need to make a diagonal piece. I want like a 45-degree angle so I can make.
My brother had Lincoln
nooks.
Logs and like the little like toy army soldiers.
No,
and
like green guys.
We would play like war reenactments.
See this? Like you can make like a Ferris wheel.
Okay, it's all metal.
It's all metal.
Was that before plastic was invented?
Yes. No.
Warship? How heavy is that fucker?
I don't know.
Dude, little bulldozer.
Yeah.
I like that. Does it work? Can I like pick something up?
I mean, there's no electricity to it or anything. But
that's something I haven't gotten into yet. Electronics. I gotta start.
Yeah.
Could be building Frankenstein. Speaking of which, did you see the new trailer for the Frankenstein?
No, is it out?
No, well, the trailer's out, yeah.
Oh, no, I haven't seen it.
It looks sick. Jacob Elordi is playing Frankenstein's monster.
Oh, okay.
Did you hear about that?
Is it going to look ugly?
Well, it's Frankenstein. I don't know. I kind of hope they give him like a traditional look. I don't want his face to be all fucked up. I kind of want it to be like you can still there's still a man there.
Right.
It's not just like zombie patchwork fucking freak show. Because I like the Van Helsing Frankenstein. His was cool, and he had like a kind of like a hollow glass head with an orb spinning around in it. But I don't know. I'm excited. And Guillermo del Toro's awesome. I mean, Hellboy and fucking Pan's Labyrinth and shit. I gotta watch his Pinocchio.
I'm sure it'll
stop
be good.
motion.
Oh, he made I didn't know that.
And it's one of the first feature-length films to use like armatures in the face, where they actually have to move the cheeks and the face around to make expressions versus swap the heads out. So you'll probably never get the same smile twice.
Ooh.
And it looks awesome, dude.
That's so cool.
It looks like they did a great job. I just haven't seen it. I must watch it.
Yes.
Wild.
Speaking of Pinocchio, what's today's topic? Is there a murderous Pinocchio or like a liar?
Is the hang on, I'm stoned.
Guys, today's topic is
I'm gonna cut that out because I don't want to look like an asshole.
we should do spontaneous combustion.
And I just spontaneously combust.
That'd be crazy. Like Scanners style, you erupt into a pile of Purple Rain shirts. Purple Rain shirt clippings and frayings.
Oh
yes,
my god.
I made this into a muscle tee about 5 minutes before I left the house.
You flexed, bringing all the
I
gear
ripped,
inside.
yeah, just split it open.
Yeah. She was being humble and modest. Look at that bicep.
Look at that.
Slay.
Look at that.
She could crack a walnut. Look at that. You might take off. the ceiling fan stopped.
Look at that.
I'm kidding.
Wait, it's like
It's not that bad. Yeah, humans. Yeah, there you go. We need to get the bonnet.
You could punch
Like that
someone's lights out.
Like that one lunch lady picture or whatever the fuck she was.
Rosie the Riveter?
The Riveter?
Rosie the Riveter.
Riveter?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. What was she?
The We Can Do It lady?
Yeah.
She was a symbol for women in the workforce during World War II.
In the cafeteria.
Oh my
No.
fucking god.
She was a lunch lady.
I'm gonna kill you.
It was always in the cafeteria. It was right next to
the lunch ladies wanted to feel empowered.
When I went to school, she was always standing right next to the lunch ladies.
Yeah.
It was never in the classroom. It was never in the gymnasium. It was always in the lunchroom.
It was just basically like, we could do it. We can get the job done too.
Yeah. How about I want my pizza. I want my rip and dips. I want my pretzel and cheese.
What's a rip and dip?
It's like the little calzones.
Uh-huh.
And they like a sauce. They were
We
not
didn't
that
have that.
good,
We
but
didn't
something
have that.
about
That's
that.
what they called it at my school too.
If I can miss like high school food, I 100% you can be a prisoner and probably miss the food. There's something.
Did I say what we were covering tonight? Already?
You didn't. You said you were stoned, unless that's the topic.
No.
Because that could be.
Yes.
That'd be cool. That's hey.
It's just me, just like in a hamster wheel, just like,
Yeah.
what's going
Just keep
on?
ripping until we can't go
All
anymore.
right. Tonight's episode, we will be talking about the Smurl family haunting.
Ooh.
Smurl?
Smurl.
Is that like an acronym for something?
That's
No.
their name.
So many.
It's like Smurf, but with an L on the end and not an F.
Like you gave a Smurf a swirly.
Yeah. A Smurly.
A Smurly.
I give him a Smurly.
Now, what year? What year is this?
We're going to get it. We're going to get into all of it.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so we'll be reading The Smurl Family Haunting with an article from Jacob Shelton of Ranker.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see here. Beginning in 1974, the Smurl family went through one of the worst hauntings ever that lasted 15 years. For an intense 2-year period, the family was subject to a series of physical assaults perpetrated, allegedly, by a mysterious demon and a horde of ghosts. The haunting affected everyone in the Smurl family. Even the dog had a run-in with one of the angry ghosts. Out of all the families that have claimed to be haunted over the years, the Smurls claim to deal with some of the most aggressive entities of the 20th. The way that's written is so crazy.
20th.
Right?
It's 20ST.
All right. So
Interesting.
not my fault.
Yeah, let's find out who wrote this.
Send him
a
Jacob
letter.
Shelton did.
Yeah. These ghosts lasted for a great part of their lives. The haunting became so bad that the Catholic Church got involved in an attempt to exorcise the demon. Even after the Smurls called in demonologist Ed and Lorraine Warren, they still weren't able to rid themselves of the horrible creatures that seemed set on ripping their family apart. And they ultimately lived with remnants of the haunting for the next 15 years, even after the most vicious attacks seemed to simmer. In the 1990s, the Warrens' experiences trying to rid the Smurls of their hauntings were turned into a made-for-TV movie called, appropriately, The Haunted.
Oh shit! With Liam Neeson, Owen Wilson, and the chick from The Conjuring.
Possibly, I don't
think that's could be wrong because they made fun of it in Scary Movie 2. It's like what the mansion was based on. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. Probably am.
The Smurl family haunting facts include everything from ghosts attacking children to the demonologists who tried to stop them. The question remains as to whether there truly were evil forces at work and whether the demonologists held any sway over the atrocities that the Smurls experienced.
The Smurl family moved into a haunted house that smelled like rotting flesh. In 1970...
Sorry.
In 1974, Jack and Janet Smurl moved out of their flood-damaged home and into a West Pittston, Pennsylvania duplex that's been lovingly described by all sources as a fixer-upper. Jack, Janet, and their kids lived on one side of the duplex, while Jack's parents, John and Mary, lived on the other. It didn't take long for the haunting to start. The first instances of their ghostly visitors were benign. A tool would go missing, a stain on the wall would seep through the paint, and nothing too scary. But then, kitchen appliances started to go up in flames, even when they weren't plugged in, and then there was the smell. The odor wafted through the house at random intervals and was absolutely stifling. During his investigation, Ed Warren described the smell as something akin to rotting flesh.
The fuck is that?
Shortly,
you fucking fart? You fucking fart? The fuck is that?
It's your upper lip.
He's like, I don't know if I should open the windows or fucking close them.
Shortly after the haunting began, Mary suffered a heart attack and the family began to struggle to pay bills. It seemed that the haunting was taking a toll on more than one of the family's living space.
Alrighty. The Smurls were haunted by the voices of their deceased loved ones. One of the creepiest ways in which the haunting manifested was the sound of it. Moans and blood-curdling screams ripped through the house at all hours of the day and night. Many of the chilling sounds reportedly took on the voices of the Smurl family, a particularly cruel way to haunt the family.
Oh, look at me. I'm Jack Smurl. Look at me.
I think I'm so fucking
cool.
cool.
I think I'm so fucking hot and sexy and stupid.
He's like, honey, stop it.
It's not me.
Okay. It wasn't just the Smurls who heard the ghostly sounds. Allegedly, their neighbors claimed to hear screams coming from inside the house when no one was home. As the weeks went on, the haunting increased from sounds to floating black creatures and shadow people. Self-taught, self-proclaimed demonologist Ed Warren later claimed that he saw, in quotes, a mucus-like smoky-type substance, end quotes, that began to whirl and materialize on the mirror, spelling out filthy obscenities, telling me in no uncertain terms to get out of the house.
Like the pink slime from Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Jack and Janet claimed they were assaulted by a ghost. The creature, or creatures, haunting the Smurl family were hell-bent on ripping the family apart. The worst indignity suffered by both Jack and Janet were the separate sexual assaults that happened numerous times. First, Janet claimed she was woken up in the middle of the night by an unknown figure sexually assaulting her. Then, Jack claimed while he was watching a baseball game in the living room, he was also assaulted in the same way by a succubus.
Oh, shit!
He later claimed that while he attempted to say the rosary, the creature dragged him around his room. Yikes.
Yeah. The haunting grew violent. During the 15-year haunting, no one in the Smurl family made it out of the haunting without being harmed. One of the daughters was sliced open by a flying wall fixture.
Jesus.
Yeah, and the family's German Shepherd was thrown against the wall. Janet claims that she was grabbed by the creature before being hurled across her living room. On another occasion, an invisible entity bit Jack in the face and threw another one of their daughters down a set of stairs.
Imagine getting bit in the face by a fucking ghost.
No.
That's crazy.
No.
What did the dog do?
Dude. I don't know.
Maybe it's shit on the rug.
Yeah, that's the rug the guy died on.
No.
He's like, you're shitting on my life here.
Terrible.
Never shit on a haunted rug.
Skeptics' view of the situation says that all of these attacks are similar to those of domestic violence. It's completely that the Smurls were in the middle of a turbulent marriage and that they covered their screaming matches in physical altercations with an interesting ghost story. But nothing like this has ever been verified.
Well, did they have like a reputation in the community that they were like, you're the mayor and I'm like the head surgeon and we can't be fucking
Like
fighting?
pillars of the community?
Yeah, like they were pillars of the community. And they were,
I don't know.
because that's funny to just make up. And you think it was like, maybe like the fucking color of the house.
And also, if like I was like,
drove them nuts.
I'm being attacked by a ghost, I would fully expect everyone to be like, no, you're not. Like,
Yeah.
like.
It's one of those things where you're like, okay, I'm gonna put that. We're gonna put a pin in that. We can at least pin. If someone says they saw a ghost here, I'm gonna put a pin in that. I'm not gonna. Same thing with a grain of salt.
If I
just
said
have a pin nearby instead of,
If I said like I saw a ghost in this house, would you believe me?
I would.
Yeah.
I would believe you saw something that scared the shit out of you. But like again, if I don't see it myself, it's kind of there's a lot of trust there. But I have a
Right.
lot of trust for you.
I would believe
So
you.
I'd probably. I don't think you'd make that shit up, and especially if the story is not something I'd make up. Where I'm like, this is what you'd make up. This is fucking boring. Like, be creative with your nonsense, if at all. But the one night, that wound up being a cat.
Like,
that was funny.
But that was like 20 minutes of my life that I want like that.
Like,
And what's scary is it was just the two of us. We're like, like one of us has to be the brave one.
I've never been so happy to see a cat in my fucking life.
I know.
I was just like, oh my god, dude, because I had the fucking.
That was so.
I had the toolie out. Like I would be able to stab a
It
ghost.
sounded like the door was like doon doon doon, like someone was shaking it, like trying
It
to
was
open
weird.
it.
what
It
was
wasn't-
this?
it
The
wasn't
episode I was
constant.
in here?
Yeah,
Oh man,
Yeah,
jeez.
it was weird.
it was just one of
God.
the cats.
Cat
It was
fucking
trying
with
to
the doorknob.
It was fucking with the door.
And it was, I guess, there was a little gap in the, and he just kept, pulling it.
Yeah,
But it was.
that was
creepy.
the night of the fight night.
Oh
was
yeah,
fight
it was
night.
fight night. Yeah, I won, by the way.
Yeah, I was.
Like, who was the correspondent? She. You ever see that person who rides a parachute with a fan on it into boxing rings?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was her this time.
I was
Just
too
filling
busy
in.
hijacking a Zamboni.
That would be cool. They don't go very fast, but
Yeah.
it'd be cool. You can like run a cop over and turn it
Yeah,
into ice. That'd be crazy. Not that I'd ever run a cop over with
No,
a
yeah.
Zamboni.
I saw a video on TikTok the other day, and one was like on fire. I was just like, how the fuck does that happen?
Yeah, that's.
But demonologists Ed and Lorraine Warren investigated the Smurls. As with all hauntings in the 70s and 80s, the Warrens, yes, they of the Amityville Horror, were finally worked their way into the story. Supposedly, the Smurls were reluctant about calling the Warrens because they were worried about drawing unwanted attention on themselves. After the investigation, Warren said, "The Smurls are truly a family coming under a visual attack. The ghost, devil, demon, or whatever you call it, is in that home."
And the dog said, and I quote, "There is a ghost in this house." Verbatim.
Ed Warren claimed that on his very first night in the home, he experienced a major cold spot and saw a shadow person. He explained, I did not have to wait moments when the very thing I felt was a drop in temperature of at least 30 some degrees. Then a dark mass formed about 3 feet in front of me. After the appearance of the shadow person, Ed Warren claimed that something in the home began throwing things around the house, including the mattress in the master bedroom.
Yikes.
That cold spot stuff is interesting. And then with a cold spot, does that also happen with like demons and shit? Because if they're coming from hell, I don't expect them to be cold. But then they say something that's so hot feels cold. Right?
I don't know.
Remember that scene from Punisher with the popsicle stick and the blowtorch?
No.
Pretty funny. Shouts out to Tom Jane, big time listener of the show.
Yeah. Yeah. A shadow person floated between both sides of the duplex. Judging from the amount of stories that came out of the Smurl haunting, it seems that there wasn't a day that went by without something creepy happening. Janet Smurl claimed that while she was in the kitchen one evening, the house grew cold and she felt a hideous presence. That's when a black human-shaped form appeared in her kitchen, and it had no face, but it was more tangible than a shadow. The shape passed through a wall and appeared to Mary on the other side of the duplex.
What the fuck, dude? Osmosis?
I mean,
Ghostmosis?
Ghostmosis.
Fuck.
yeah, no thank you.
No.
I'd be like, yo, teach me that. How do I get through this wall without using the door?
It's like that thing people say, if you like hit your hand perfectly on like a flat surface, the atoms will like meet up correctly and like your hand will go through it.
In theory?
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking interesting. I've never heard of that. But I know like the vibration. You ever watch Fringe? They like use vibration to walk through a fucking safe door.
Is that how they teach those little kids to karate chop through those boards?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's particle collapse. That's what happens.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I think that might just be kinetic energy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, but that is crazy. I'll have to look into that.
The entity hated anything religious. Whatever was haunting the Smurls, it absolutely hated religious iconography. One night, the Warrens tried to draw out one of the entities with a group prayer. They got more than they bargained. In the middle of the prayer, something began screeching, "You filthy bastard, get out of this house." Then, the house started shaking, and two female ghosts that looked to be from colonial America era slunk through the house. This was the only time that the appearances of the colonial ghosts were recorded, but it's possible that one of these two was the succubus that had assaulted Jack while he watched a baseball game.
And he was just like, he winks at her, she walks by.
Yeah, he's like, so. He's like, I'm sorry for how I reacted the other night. I'm still new to this. How do I even call you? He's like, I don't see any pockets on you.
She goes, I left a spirit board in the basement.
She's like, I'm from the fucking Civil War. Okay? I have a phone. You think I call you? I want you to stop with the prayer shit. It's annoying. You're all out of key. Can't sing for shit.
All right.
So they are cold. So demons are cold, confirmed, at least from their testimony. They're
don't
in cold
know.
spots.
I don't know.
I don't think a demon would like that. Right?
I don't know.
Imagine if it was like 90 degrees in here. You wouldn't like that.
No, that doesn't sound
I'm
very
not calling
fun.
you succubus. That is funny though.
Calling me a succubus?
I didn't mean to. I would never.
Guys,
guys, bail me out here.
A succubus, I like suck the soul out of someone, all right?
Yeah, but I think it's in a specific way. It's like a honey. They're like the honey pot.
I'm known for that.
Honey pot of the hell. Yeah. That's why they'd be good like agents, like federal agents or something. You know what I'm saying? Makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like I guess it's like unconditional love kind of thing. It's like a cult almost how they approach.
I can get people to join my cult.
Probably, yeah.
My cult of one.
Did you watch Waco?
No.
You know?
I think I could be a cult leader.
Prima Nocta?
Prima Nocta.
Prima Nocta. Are you enacting that? You get first pickings.
Like people have to sleep with me before they can get married?
Yeah.
No.
No, come on, man.
That's a little icky.
Yeah.
Like
I've never been a king, so I don't know. It's like
I don't know. Every time
just a squire, just a simple little squire.
you're a jester.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'll take it.
Out of all the positions in the castle, you would be the jester.
Well, we talked about it last episode. I'd be a knight's guard.
That's true.
Yeah, I'd be and I said I'd be a dickhead, which I would be.
What would I be?
I would just be like a tavern wench.
Yeah, you think so?
Oh yeah.
You have a lot of personality. People would come to you for like answers, but you'd always give them like half tales.
I spit in their face.
Yeah.
I feel like I would be
and
the
there's
princess.
no toothbrush in sight for fucking hundreds of
Oh
years.
no, nothing. Everyone is right.
You're scrubbing with a fucking like a stick that's been smashed with a hammer.
Yeah, I'm like just like
chewing stick.
Just like the tavern wench, but also like the midwife.
Like, I don't know, sugar. Maybe I know something. Maybe I don't.
Oh, there's a hummingbird out the window right now. Oh my god, he went away. But I saw him.
I think you just broke my neck. See, I was making
You
sure I
saw
didn't
him,
get in
right?
here because I already had one fucking show with a hummingbird on it. I don't need two.
Oh, that is true. Alrighty. The Smurls were followed by the ghosts everywhere they went. Try as they might, the Smurls couldn't shake the ghosts that made their every waking moment hell. Even though priests from the Scranton branch of the Roman Catholic Church blessed the home and performed multiple exorcisms on the house, the family continued to experience pure terror. Despite priests saying that they saw no harmful activity while on the property, Janet claims that the demons were able to avoid their Catholic banishment by moving back and forth between the two sides of the duplex. After 15 years of being harassed by the invisible entities, the Smurls finally moved to Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. There are no reports as to whether or not they have experienced another haunting.
There were 4 ghosts in the Smurl home. After an in-depth investigation of the Smurl home, the Warrens were able to pin down exactly what was assaulting the family, more or less. Lorraine Warren, a clairvoyant, claimed that there were definitely 4 entities roaming the duplex. The first was an elderly woman who mostly kept to herself. There was also an older man who died in the home, which is oddly similar to the Enfield haunting, a case that the Warrens also investigated. Lorraine said that the violence that the family experienced came from the ghost of a young woman and a demon who was able to control the other entities.
The haunting could have been a mass hallucination. Even though the Warrens claim that the Smurl family was haunted by a gang of ghosts led by a demon, there's another explanation for the nearly 2 decades of terror, a mass hallucination. Apparently in 1983, Jack Smurl went under the knife for complications stemming from a case of meningitis he's had as a child. Smurl said that the doctors were trying to remove water from his brain. It's possible that Jack had a brain tumor and that's why he was experiencing such violent attacks, but the Warren stories don't really corroborate this. Professor Paul Kurtz of State University of New York at Buffalo believes that the haunting started with Smurl's brain impairment and that the rest of the family followed suit. It's possible that the family fell under the delusion through which Jack Smurl was living, but that doesn't explain why they would follow along with his bonkers behavior for more than a decade. And that is the story of the Smurl family haunting.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And no speculation that maybe the ghosts fucking, is there something, because the Warrens lived a pretty long time, but I didn't know if there was any issue with like long time exposure to ghosts or spirits or any of that shit.
I don't know.
Like they have some kind of
I don't know what they're
radiation.
up to today. I don't know.
Is radiation cold?
Radiation? Is it cold?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
And yeah, with the temperature, I mean, it would make more sense now if it was ghosts causing the cold spots controlled by a demon.
Well, I mean, there's like a Reddit story. This girl thought her like landlord was breaking into her apartment and leaving her sticky notes, because she would find sticky notes in her apartment that were similar to her handwriting, but not very. But it looked more like her landlord's handwriting. Turns out, the carbon monoxide detector wasn't detecting carbon monoxide, so she was leaving herself notes and forgetting them because she had carbon monoxide poisoning.
Did she survive?
Uh-huh.
Fucking thank God for that. That's some scary shit.
Mm-hmm.
You do not want that.
She was just like, I thought my landlord was breaking in. Just no, I had carbon monoxide poisoning.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this is my thing. They put shit in like fucking propane so you can smell it.
Gas from like the stove.
Why the fuck can they not plan for that? Does it just happen?
Because it's not like
naturally carbon monoxide from like, what is it? Because it's usually from like heaters or from like smoke. Like even like Weird Al's parents, sadly, both
Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah, both of them from carbon monoxide poisoning.
That's terrible.
And it's really sad. And him, not that anybody deserves that, but
no,
he seems like
that's sad.
such a nice guy, man. Family of music, like it just,
yeah.
It fucking sucks, but. Weird Al, if you're listening, I love you, and keep playing that accordion. And I'm catching up with you. Don't you worry. You got competition.
I love you.
Are you
too.
still playing it?
Yeah, I play for like once in a while, but it's a bitch to bring out. It's loud. I'm still learning it.
Yeah.
And half the time I come home, like just go right to guitar. But I have been playing it more. It is sick. And plus I have one. You gotta fucking smoke them if you got them.
I mean,
who the fuck do you know that has an accordion?
Like if you have
a nice one.
If you have an accordion or a unicycle, like those are things you have to use.
Now the unicycle, see, one came before the other, but that doesn't mean they both can't happen. It's just a matter of Facebook Marketplace refreshing.
Right.
I sit all day before the show. Today, actually, I got out of work, and then I was hitting refresh on Facebook Marketplace looking for a unicycle.
Were you?
Nah.
Aw.
One of my
I thought you were gonna say, did I find one? I was gonna say nah, but no, I wasn't. But I do want a unicycle. And I want to juggle too. I want to learn how to juggle. Magic.
Maybe a pogo stick. Like start with that.
I can do that. 100%.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll count to 100. You can watch me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'll make a 101. How about
that?
Well,
I'm a pogo off.
I know you're good at pogo.
One of my favorite historical photos is this girl, and she's on a unicycle, and she has a mirror in one hand
Mm-hmm.
and a musket in the other hand, and she's like looking in the mirror to make a shot at a target behind her.
On the unicycle.
On the
Oh,
unicycle.
I'm thinking pogo stick. I was like a gun on a pogo
So,
stick.
like
fucking
just
cool.
bouncing. Like,
yeah, imagine that's like a vigilante, like
Like-
fucking crime fighter.
Like, it was so cool. It was like, it's one of my favorite historical pictures ever that like I've ever seen.
That's amazing.
Well, remind me like for next time to bring my roller skates or something because I'm gonna teach Piper.
Okay.
Piper needs to learn how to roller skate. And
Maybe we start with the fucking grass and just watch out for the ditch.
And a bicycle. I'll bring a bike
Yeah.
too.
How about we do the episode then you teach her? That way, if she breaks her arm, we already have the episode.
Okay.
Is that cool with you?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't think you'll break your arm. You should be
I
fine.
mean,
Should be fine.
it'll be fine.
Yeah,
It'll be fine.
not too bad. How about this?
Yes.
How about you like run through a couple like puddles, get the wheels all rusty so they barely move.
What if we practice
then
in the
we'll practice.
pool? We'll put roller skates
could
on
work.
you, and you could try to skate in the shallow end.
He goes in the deep end. He goes all the way down.
Yeah, you just sink. I'm
Her
like,
hair
oh.
floating on the top of the water.
Yeah, we'll just try in the shallow end, so that way you can. If you
Yes,
fall,
and to all of our listeners, I do not know how to ride a bike, and I am a grown woman. Sorry.
Oh, we got to change that.
that's what I said.
I remember you
I
telling
said,
us that. That is. That
I'm
has to
gonna
change.
bring one of my like kids' bikes, and we're gonna practice.
Or you could be like Leo DiCaprio, because remember when they said for the longest time, how does he not have an Oscar? And then I was like, dude, he should just not even have one. He should be the guy that should have had an Oscar that said, no, I don't need one. Right?
It means nothing to me.
So maybe she should not learn how to ride a bike and be like, no, who learns how to ride a bike because it'll save your life? Swimming isn't that'll save your life.
You know how to swim, right?
I don't know about a bike.
Of course I do.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, that's good.
I was gonna say if you don't know how to swim, I'm gonna take you in the backyard right now and push you in the pool and
Yeah.
teach you how to swim.
I'll try. I'm pulling the mixer. I have like the mixer on my arm.
My
and
dad can vouch for me.
Okay.
I was so good at swimming. They called
All right,
me a
don't
fish
toot your
growing
horn.
up.
All right. Well, you know what? That's it. Next,
kidding.
I'm gonna bring a whole bunch of pennies and throw them in the bottom of the deep end, and I want to see.
You have to make $1 before you surface.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's like counting money in the palm of her hand.
I'm
at
gonna take the
deep end.
change cup from work and just throw it
It's
in
like-
the pool.
We don't have a change cup anymore.
That's true. That's true.
Is that salt? That's salt water too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, good luck. Good luck counting your money.
You're gonna-
salt water in the eyes.
It's like the fucking loose change
It's your-
lottery ticket.
It's gonna keep trying to pull you to the top, but you gotta get that money.
Is it? Does it? It's bad. I know it's buoyant. More
Yeah.
buoyant. They say like you can float in the Black Sea without doing shit.
Yeah.
So if you couldn't swim, that's where we'd bring you.
I think my
can't even drown in
dad's
that
cleaning
shit.
the pool right now, so by next week it'll be ready to go.
It might take longer. What do you think? Where do you think I went when I popped out before?
Oh no. Right in the pool.
Clinker! Clinker! And I
So
saw
rude.
it go all the way to the bottom and get sucked into the vent. I got out of there before I saw it happen.
I'm so glad.
So I wouldn't peek at it. I
Did you
wouldn't
do
peek at
a
it.
fake turd prank in the
No.
pool?
I would never fake a
That
turd.
is so disturbing, and I would be so angry.
No, yeah.
Did you show her the video? Because it's beached. Like it's
All right.
There's no way it's real. Yeah, you
All right.
show her shit.
So this thing that Piper was talking about before the show, this guy goes into restaurant bathrooms and makes a fake turd with like pumpernickel bread or something, and
Painfully
makes a mess in there, and then tells the
makes a mess.
he
man.
makes a fucking mess in there, and like part of me I'm angry for the employees. 'Cause I'm like, I don't have time for this foolishness.
Yeah, and even if he said,
What are you
haha, just,
doing?
it's a joke. You want me to clean it up? They're gonna be like, dude, no, I
I'd be
work
like,
here. I gotta
you
do it.
don't- No, I'd be like, you don't get out. You're no
Like,
longer welcome.
Just go home.
Are you fucking kidding me? What is?
It's obvious that it's fake, but it's
that blood?
also not.
No, he's
Oh, I hope
spraying
not.
like poopery, like the fart
Oh,
spray.
I
or
didn't know
whatever.
he stink bombs it.
He does.
See, this is why I'm angry for them.
So the stink bomb, that's a level of
Wait, I
complexity.
wanna
That
hear
really
it.
that drops your
Wait.
suspicion.
Is this normal? I know. I don't know what happened. It smells so bad. Yeah. Guy before me, he took a big dump. Yeah. Please, no, please.
Can you imagine just walking
No,
in there?
that's the guys that get out. Go.
You know?
His name is Dom the Troll. If anyone wants to find him on TikTok.
Yeah, the poop spray is crazy.
This
though.
guy-
that really sells it. That really sells it.
This guy will also walk up to police officers with like a donut on a fishing rod, and will be like,
yeah, he'll
"Do you
cast it
want
over
it?"
there.
He'll be like, "Do you want it?"
Dude. You ever see, I think his name is Infobren.
I am not that cool. I would be that is a Piper. He opened a piece of meat and put it in the toilet. He opened that's
Like a fucking
like
T-bone
sometimes
steak?
sometimes
there's
he does
starving people in
skirt
this
steak?
country.
Sometimes he does meat, sometimes he does bread. It's like whatever he has, I guess.
He could make a sandwich at this rate.
Yeah.
He could open up a fucking Jersey Mike's.
No, yeah.
But
No.
I mean, I've seen the Nutella prank.
I feel like there's
With
better.
the orange?
What?
With the orange?
No.
No.
Like the Nutella prank where you just like,
Oh.
hey buddy, can you pass me some toilet paper? And then you just nick his knuckle.
I've
Yeah.
seen that like
Nick his knuckle with
I
Nutella.
saw someone do that with their son, and the son started screaming.
Screaming and gagging and throwing
I
up.
saw one where someone like you take like an orange, like a peeled orange, and you
Right.
put Nutella on the end. You have the person close their eyes, and you go like that. They stick their finger in it, and it feels like a butthole, I guess.
Yeah.
And they have chocolate on their finger, and then when they take the blindfold off, you're holding the dog backwards.
Oh no, dude.
That is fucked.
That is hell. That is not fun.
Oh God.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw
no.
this card.
Light pranks.
I saw this card game on TikTok that I'm like, I actually think I might buy it. It might be my very
It's
first.
called Uno.
No, it's called Go Fuck Yourself. It's
Oh, is that what it's called?
yeah. It's
Oh, I
like
thought that
go.
was to
It's
me.
like go fish, but go fuck yourself. Like they'll have like in the cards be like, do you have a boner? And you go, no. You go fuck yourself.
If
and
no?
I gotta get another card.
So is there
Or
a
do you
card
have
called Boner?
Do you have a grandmother that you wish was dead? Like it's like all crazy shit.
Okay.
But go fish. So
Like,
yeah,
I like that.
Go
I like
Fish meets Cards Against Humanity.
100%.
Like,
I can see that,
Okay,
yeah.
That's fun. That's fun.
That sounds
probably
fun.
Not expensive,
Yeah,
right?
it
It's probably
does.
not expensive.
no. So I might treat myself.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll play it on the show.
Right?
I'm sure it wouldn't be hard.
We should,
'Cause
yeah.
I don't think we've played games yet. We've
We
played
haven't-
we've done little things where it's like a drawing challenge and shit like that,
Yeah.
which was a hoot.
Yeah. We
Like
should
you
do
said
more
myself.
games.
Yeah.
Ooh, we should do another drawing challenge, but with like drunk goggles.
Oh, those are fun. I remember a small story. I think it was maybe 4th or 5th grade. They would put us with the beer goggles.
Yeah,
And they'd have you catch a ball, and I fucking caught mine.
Oh, really?
I knew I was gonna be a drinker.
Really?
No, but I swear to God, I caught my ball with my left hand. I remember it was a pink Spalding ball, and I caught it.
That's amazing.
And then, yeah, that was a good time.
One of
But
my-
those things were fucked up. Those
One of my
things were
core memories
terrible.
is like the DARE officers bringing the suitcase full of like the fake drugs, but like what they would look like.
Oh, I never saw that.
And
I saw
yeah.
a smoker's lung. I saw them
It was
inflating
like-
and deflating a
Ew.
smoker's
It was
lung.
like
That
they
was
bought
crazy.
this like suitcase full of like fake drugs, and they would give them to us to like pass around and show
And do
our
them?
classmates.
And that's how my mom's looks like.
And
Oh, that'd be fucking sad.
and
That's what I would say.
He snatches it from your
and
hand.
it was like a tiny baggie full of baking soda or whatever, but the cop would be like, "This is what cocaine looks like.
is cocaine.
So don't do it."
Crack cocaine.
Cocaine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
I
the
never
only
had
thing
that.
that like I think we did something with that in elementary
Yeah.
school, but as far as like anything else like school related, the only thing I remember is a female bodybuilder ripping a phone book in half.
For you guys to watch?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, like a full gymnasium of high school kids.
Losing it.
Yeah,
Just rip
I
it.
think it was an
Drum roll.
I want to say it might have been an anti-drug thing
Anti-phone
too.
book.
But it was
PSA.
a bodybuilder guy and a bodybuilder lady. The guy,
Jack and Janet.
Jack and Janet.
Smurl.
Yes.
The Smurls.
Smurls.
Hell yeah.
The Smurls came in and showed me
And they
how
showed
much
you the
they
swirls.
The guy took this like iron bar or steel bar and bent it over his head.
It's a Mark Henry.
I have no idea. And then she took a phone book and just I think she broke the spine and then just ripped it in half. And I still don't understand why.
Maybe it was kind of like inspiring. Like, you guys want to be fucking strong, bitch?
Yeah.
Can you do this? You can't
Yeah.
bend a
You
bar
know how
of
much
your
protein
fucking
I
head.
eat a day? You know how
Yeah.
bad my farts stink?
I eat you for breakfast.
Oh,
Yeah.
speaking
Worth
of phone
way.
books, a customer at work the other day thought I was too young to know what a phone book was,
I mean, that's a pretty good assumption.
and I was just
I mean,
like,
they're
I was
kinda-
just like, I do know what a phone book is.
I
and
I
got-
just sit on them now.
Sure,
I got
I've used
accused.
one.
I got accused of being the Chicago PD. The other
Really?
day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We had
Oh,
this
yeah.
lady come in.
This
and
tweaker.
I was up in the office doing invoices. Piper was being this lady's personal shopper.
Yeah, she like came up to the register and she was just like, I need this, I need that. I was running around the store for like 5 fucking minutes
And then
for
she
this lady.
comes up to the register with no one in sight. I could hear everything going on because I'm up in the office. And she's like, and 4 pink Whitneys. is. And I'm like, there's no one there. I don't know who she's talking to. Anyway, Piper comes up. She's like, sorry, we didn't have what you wanted cold. And she's like, well, now it's cheaper. Right? And Piper goes, no.
Nice line. I heard that about 6 times today.
She's like, well, it is up north. Piper's like, well, we're not up north.
Yeah.
And then she goes, I know you have the Chicago PD up there fucking snooping on me, seeing if I'm stealing something. I poke my head down, and I'm like, all right. So I stand up, go into like the doorway of the office, just leaning against the wall, just kind of be like,
chilling.
What's gonna happen? Because she's getting more and more excited as the minutes go on. And then before she leaves, she's like, I'm not stealing anything. I'm like, no one said you were. She's like, I know you got the Chicago PD up there watching me. I know you're watching me. I'm like,
what did you do in Chicago, ma'am?
Like, ma'am, we're in New Jersey.
Yeah.
We're
what
not
are you doing here?
We are not in Chicago.
And like she was,
I would have leaned over and whispered nothing to Piper while not breaking eye contact.
And
just
she
been
was,
like,
yeah.
And she was like being completely like unnecessarily racist too. And I was just like,
she's out of her fucking
I was
mind.
like, what are you talking about? Like,
yeah,
this has nothing to do with
she's
that.
Clearly not from around here.
Yeah.
This is.
And
she'd be a hoot to have breakfast with.
She was
bet.
At a, like a local restaurant, little eatery.
And like, cause her vibe was like already annoying me. Cause you don't,
the second
like,
she walked
like
in.
you don't go up to the register and immediately like demand that the girl behind the register go shopping for you. It's like,
all right, let me give people this is a little PSA.
Stink aura.
This is a little PSA from people who work in retail and the like. Okay, when you walk into a building or a place that sells things, you don't immediately walk in and just yell what you're looking for.
Yeah, you rip ass.
You don't walk in and just go Sambuca. And like just use your eyeballs, look around just a little bit, have faith in yourself.
Because it's like another story if they're like in a wheelchair or something.
If they're in a huge rush, like, oh my God,
like,
can you help me? Of course.
Or like if they're in a wheelchair or something, then like, yes, of course, I will go get it for you. That's A-okay with me.
Nope, get it yourself.
But it's just like,
oh, sorry.
This lady came in on her 2 feet and looked completely
As
capable.
opposed to her 2 hands.
And I was just like,
on a
what?
unicycle.
Get out.
And then she was
I
very confused. Like she was confusing me too, because I was like, yeah, no, we don't have what you want cold. And then she was just like, oh, well, can you check? And I was just like, I've been here for 3 years. I know what we have cold and what we don't. Like,
just do a 180, just do a 360 and be like,
what?
I checked.
She was just
like,
she was a real treat.
She was off the walkie.
oh my God.
No, I hope she doesn't become any regular.
Candyman is no more.
I've heard.
Yes.
We have this other guy that we have nicknamed Candyman.
I just called him that. I don't know.
Which it's perfect.
I don't know if
It's a perfect name.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Perfect name.
But yeah. The joys of working in a liquor store.
It's
Yeah.
great. Honestly, I'll never forget
We
it.
got some
And I'm
characters.
Please don't keep your money in your bra or
Yeah.
your sock. Just in
you always see these
Keep
like,
it in your wallet or your bag where it belongs.
it's that season now where people take money out of
Yes.
their pockets like urine, sweat, or pool.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Like,
why is everything wet in here?
Always wet.
What is going on?
Always wet.
Everything's steamed. Everything's been steamed.
what is this mysterious brown stain on this dollar bill?
Sorry.
All right. Well, I think that's gonna do it for us for this week.
Yeah.
Good times, good times. I have jury duty next week.
Really?
Oh shit.
Mine got rescheduled.
Oh wait, no, in like 2 weeks.
Mine
I
got
think.
rescheduled to August.
Yeah. So if you would like to support the show, you can find us on buymeacoffee.com/coffeescream, as well as patreon.com/coffeeandscream for bonus episodes and extra content. Follow us on X at @CScreamPod. See the letters Scream Pod. I am It's Jess G. That's Jess with 1 S. And Piper.
We are at Coffee and Scream Pod on Instagram. And I am Piper A04. Chris?
Guys.
Beautiful.
Wow.
I don't know. You probably heard the reverb.
I heard it.
Wonder Time Theater. Twitch.tv/WonderTimeTheater. Kick.com/Wonder Time Theater. I recommend you go watch last episode. We watched 1990s Dick Tracy.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that?
No.
It was Dick Tracy. It was awesome. Warren Beatty directed and he starred as Dick Tracy. Madonna was the love interest.
Okay.
She was awesome. Madonna was so good in that. And Al Pacino was fucking hilarious. Go watch it.
Okay,
It
slay.
was so sick.
Yes, and do not forget to subscribe, leave us a nice comment. We are on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. And don't forget to check out my other show, How Very Pod. We are on Apple and Spotify. I'm actually probably gonna be making a TikTok account for that.
And we
one
are
soon.
now on Zoosk.
What's
So-
Zoosk?
Oh, you don't remember Zoosk back in the day?
No.
It's like a dating website. It was- I thought you'd know it.
We are on Christian Mingle.
No, Christian Mingle, yes.
We are on Ashley Madison.
Oh, I think
No.
not yet. That's
Okay.
the Patreon. It's Patreon.
Piper is on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that.
All right. Well, until next time, guys, lock your doors and stay safe. Bye.